house is empty and it's only just been done up, so I'm the only one in the house. We're gonna do this door, which is even better. It's the oak and glazed. Brilliant. See you outside. Sorry for the wind. Oh god, my eye. So pretty much we've got the casing in there. It's 27 inches wide, but actually whoever fitted it made it 27 and a half, which is a big no-no. If you're fitting doors and you're fitting casings as well, really you want an 1/8 gap, which is roughly 3 mil all the way around the door. So you've got to try and make your casing on the rebated section where the door sits in 27 and a quarter. Half a quarter is an 1/8 on each side. 1/8 at the top, so it's an all equal gap all the way around. Very simple. Okay, I thought I would actually have had to cut that door, but no I don't. So I'm just going to bring the door in now. It's heavy! Ouch! Okay, so I don't want to moan at the start of a video, but this is a brand new casing, alright? A brand new casing. I don't know who's fitted it, but it's brand new. Lovely. Lovely, brilliant. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, passable, passable. Oh no. Oh god. So let me just run through what you need to really fit a door. Well, I usually carry around a lot of things. Doors aren't as simple as what people would think they are meant to be. Now, if you're a person that's just started out doing joinery or whatnot, I'm gonna try and make this as simple for you as I can. Or even if you're a DIYer, I guess, and you want to try and fit a door. If you're a DIYer and you've got a door like this oak and glazed, and you're not too sure and you just watch this the first time and you're going to fit all your doors in your house, get someone else to do it. For what it's worth, like messing these doors up, it's just, they're about 100 quid a piece, so you mess that up and you'll be out of pocket. So believe it or not, there is a right and wrong way to fit a door, strangely. You see this? It's called a light switch. This tells you which way to fit your door. This light switch tells me the handle has to be on this side, because when you open the door from that side you want to instantly go and turn the light switch on. If you have a hinge on this side, you have to walk all the way around the door to then turn that on, and all them ghosts in the dark that run after you in the night when you turn those lights off, you know, they're scary. Right, so the first thing you need to locate if you're doing doors is when you're putting your hinges on, you need to find out which is top and bottom on the door. So the easy way to find that out is if you look at these panels here, that from there to there is, well, let's say 180, and then that from there to there is 110. So automatically you know that the bigger one goes at the bottom because of the way your eye line is. It's hard to explain, but basically put the big one at the bottom. So then at the bottom, you measure from the bottom of your door up 9 inches, and then the top of your door you measure down 7 inches, and then you find a hinge in the middle. Now you only put 3 hinges on a door, if it's a heavy door. Now obviously you need an extra hinge because it's taking a load. Also it stops the door from warping. That's why I have a 3rd hinge on. There you go. So now I've marked my location for my hinge. Now because this casing is so bad, I'm not going to router the hinge in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the hinge on top, screw it in, and then hopefully when it's closed, the gap that is equal between them, which is roughly what, about 3 mil, 4 mil, something like that, would hopefully equal it up. Now if it doesn't, I can always router the hinge in, but I'd rather not do that just yet, just in case. So I don't want to cut anything first because I can't put sawdust back. There's a certain way on a hinge that goes on your casing and one that goes on your door. Now if you look at the hinge, if you look at this point on the hinge, I'm not sure, I'm going to look at this top part. There is a line here where it's not attached to the actual, what's that called? Knuckle? Knuckle. Where it's not attached to the knuckle of the hinge. On that side is the one that's attached to the spherical thing in the middle goes on your door. And the one that goes on your casing is that edge where it's cut out, that very edge there, that needs to be flush with the outside of the casing door. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just going to measure down 7 inches and an 1/8 from the top of the casing. It has to be 7 inches and an 1/8. You can't measure 7 inches down because then the top of your door will be catching on the top of your casing. So you have to add the 1/8 on to create the 3mm gap. See what it's saying. If you can see that, you shouldn't be able to see that much light coming through. I mean, I'm just going to measure this. So I know what the person's done, which is very, very silly. It's about 8-9mm, and that's on both sides. Is when you fit in a casing, you should never, ever, ever level both legs. Always make sure your head is level, and then you've got to figure out which side you've got to put your hinges on. So try and look for a light switch, whichever side the light switch is on, the opposite side the way your hinges are going. Rule of thumb, really. You've got to level your head, level the hinge side, and then always measure across to whatever size door it is. Never ever level the other side. That's why when I fit a casing, I always make sure they're in line, they're parallel, and I level one side, measure across to the hinge side, make sure it's either 30 inch, 30 1/4 inch, 27 1/4 inch, whatever door it is, whatever door size, and add that quarter on to the other side. And that is how you do a casing. Okay, I spoke to the customer and we're just going to leave it as it is now and reassess later on. Okay, we're in the bathroom. I know this is a new casing as well, and the person who fitted the downstairs one has definitely fitted this one, unless the boss had the sense to sack the joiner, unless the joiner was the boss, in which we're in trouble. Oh! We've got another crisscross door. Why can't you fit the casing correctly? What's wrong with you? I can't get out. Okay, so all I've done there is I've just measured from the floor up to the head of the casing. I've identified what is out, and it's the floor that is about 5mm out. So what I'm going to do is take 10mm off of the measurements. Now, on the latch side, it's 1975. So I've got a minus 10mm off, so 1965, and then on this side, 197. Make it 196, and that'll make it equal on the floor. It's 198, so you've always got to be careful, so I've got to cut it 197. This is hard work. If you ever fitted these solid doors before, you'll know my struggle. The head's catching now because the leg is slightly out. Doors. This is why they become complicated, I'm telling you. So, if you're doing hinges, what you want to do is you don't want to be taking out the entire thing and putting the blade that way. Don't put the blade that way, put the blade that way. So, flat essentially is facing the sky. All you want to do is just tap off. On second thoughts, ignore everything I said. Oh, bollocks. Well, anyway, that is how you're supposed to do it, but I'm just rubbish. That's how you're supposed to do it. Let's put this door on. Bloody hell. Have a little look, eh, lad? Have a little look. It's pretty gnarly, that. And that, people, is how to fit an oak door, or a door, an internal door. I always ruin it when I say stuff like that. I just don't know what I'm saying. I'm dyslexic. I'm not dyslexic. I might as well be dyslexic. Give it a little bit of a tickle with the old grit paper. So the situation is this. I can't do this other door upstairs because I got the wrong size. Yes, I'm a fool. Okay, so here we find ourselves doing the latches and handles. Now, first thing you need to do is you need to find out the measurement from the faceplate to the middle of the spindle. Very simple. You just measure it and you find out. And then what I do is I like to put it on a set square, a sliding set square. What I'll do is I put the measurement on a sliding set square, and I go up to the door and I mark every single one of them. I also put a set square line, or a level line all the way around the door where the handle's going, so then the spindle is absolutely bang on through the middle. Simple stuff. So then once you've found that point where the bar goes through, you need to find the centre point of this door. Now the doors are about 40, something thick, 42. No, I was wrong. They're 35. So that's roughly centre of the door. All you'll need for this is oh my god, something's gone on. Bloody hell, people can't behave themselves. So I get an 18mm drill bit for the spindle, and then I get a 24mm drill bit for the actual barrel of the latch. Now the reason I go for an 18mm is because sometimes on the handle, the actual bit the spindle goes into sticks further out than the handle itself, so that takes more out so it can fit flush. It only happens on a few occasions, but rather safe than sorry. Then I get just a pilot drill, and I just go straight to the door with that through the end grain, because sometimes these have a tendency to split, especially when I'm using the twist ones. They are twist tops, if you can see that. So focus on my face. They have a twist corkscrew pigtail top, so what they do is they bite into the door, and that forces the door to split, a bit like a screw. A screw always needs a pilot hole, so I give these a pilot hole, and then it, burrows in. Most importantly, you need either a few chisels to chisel out for the faceplate to set it into the door, or a router. That thickness is usually the same depth as the hinge, maybe a little bit more. And then you need a hoover if you're using, you need a hoover. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, the point where your handle is either a metre up from the bottom of the door up, or it's 38 inches down from the top of your door, and that's where your centre is. Now if you want to know what depth you have to go for your latch, you can put a bit of tape around the point where you can stop. So if it's an overall measurement of say 75mm going into the door, you measure back from the flat part all the way back 75mm, put a bit of tape or like a mark, and do it that way. I don't need to. It's mainly you do that if you fit in latches in glass doors, if you've got a bit of a glass panel in them, because then sometimes the point can crack the glass and smash it all, which I have seen before, and no, I haven't done it. Make sure you've got like a drill or a hand screwdriver. It doesn't really matter for this part. I actually prefer on the handles a hand screwdriver, because the screws are really small and they can snap very easily, because they do save a lot of cost on the screws. That's why they're cheap as shit. Perfect latches all the time. Short on time, so I'll show you when I'm done. So we've just finished for today. It's 1 o'clock, so it's not too bad. I've done everything I can do until the privacy lock for the bathroom comes, which is this bathroom. Nice clothes on this, nice and bonnet. No rattle, as you can see. I had a bit of a boo-boo on two of these, or these two should I say. The paint actually flicked off. I mean, it's all been newly painted. But as soon as I set my chisel in and hit it, this is what I got. Which, I'd scored it all with the Stanley knife, and then I was tapping away. And then it just went bing and flaked off. So, the same here, just there. So I was a bit disheartened, so I'll have to message the customer. But yeah, there's the door, nice and closes. Pretty decent, nothing too shabby. But they're the only things that I was a bit frustrated about, just those bits of paint flicking off and whatnot. Wasn't too sure about that, but it's so loud. What happens when you live on a main road? Just close these doors. Hey. Thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna go lie down now. Like and subscribe. It's fun.